Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Munches and Thoughts. My name is Patonani, I am your chef. Of course, I am not alone, my friend. Finally, it's been long, how are you?
I'm glad to see you. Thank you for inviting me.
You know what, let's do things formally.
Okay.
Please introduce yourself. Who are you, where are you from, and what's special about you?
I don't know if I can say what's special about myself.
I want to hear what's special about you. I think even the viewers, they would love to know what's special about that beautiful woman that is sitting in Chef Personani, of course.
All right. My name is Rofewa Mokudwana. I am from Kagiso.
Okay.
That is the west of Johannesburg. I was born there. I went to school there. However, when I was doing my matric, I went to Venda. I went to study at Venda at Solomon Meduda High School. Hey.
Hi. So I thought you're from Venda, but anyway, it's fine. So when you were doing matric, you went to Venda.
Yes,
okay,
I went to Venda. Yes. After that, I went to Wits. I did my undergrad in BA and International Relations and Media Studies at Wits. Okay. I did my honors there and my master's, which I completed in 2007.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to.
I'm still coming. Yeah, so that was my master's, and I took a very long time, without thinking that I should do my PhD. There weren't as many young black academics. I always thought that it was something for grown-ups around 50s, 60s. So I never thought of doing it until much later. I think I started doing my PhD after around 8 years of finishing my master's. I mean, imagine if I just went through. But I did that at the University of Pretoria, and I finished in 2015.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But Dan, I saw an article about you.
Yeah?
I don't want to say it. I want you to say it.
What article?
So, Professor.
Oh, yes.
No, you know why I'm asking?
Yeah.
You will understand more when we go with the conversation, and the viewers, they need to understand. We need to appreciate beautiful things. You are a woman. We've got this. We're from Women's Month.
That's true.
This thing, women, they belong in the kitchen. Not anymore.
Not at all.
So we need to congratulate you, me personally, but carry on anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. I just got my associate professorship not so long ago, so it's still fresh. Obviously, you have to write and publish in order to get to that part, because obviously after your PhD, there's no other school, formal school, where you can say, I'm sitting, now I'm trying to get my professorship, and it's like that. You have to write and publish, and that's how you get to it.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mrs. I will call her Rofewa if Michelle is a professor. But thank you so much for honoring the invitation to come and be with me here today. The aim is to have fun. But we are talking about a Bill of Rights. You all know Bill of Rights in our Constitution. It's big, but we're just gonna dive with human dignity, human privacy, and a little bit of freedom of expression. Something that I feel like we need some knowledge. Yes, we are not experts, so we're just gonna go lies corner until. But what is your understanding on that, my darling? Like an overview, it's okay, this and this, because these are normal things. These are things that we see, but sometimes we don't know. Is it the right one? Is it like the human dignity?
Yeah. Maybe I should say a disclaimer, obviously. Being a professional, I need to respect other professionals, true. Such as lawyers. I mean, they are the custodian of the bill and of the law. So I will express my understanding of it. Obviously, the Bill of Rights, it is enshrined in the Constitution because it's there to protect democracy, our democracy. And therefore, as you have said, the key tenets of the bills, all of them are important, and there's no any of the bill that is more important than the other.
Yes.
Obviously, if we are looking at the three ones, which is mostly those that are civil and talked about a lot, which is what we talked about, the right of dignity, freedom, because obviously it's not only freedom of expression, there's freedom of religion, there's freedom of many other things. And also privacy. Some of those are also important. The Bill of Rights is chapter 2 on the Constitution. You know the way that it was before, around the one that was actually effected in 1994. That was what we call the That's what we call the first one. It was mostly civil and political rights, all right? So the next one, around 1997, which is what we have right now, it includes also socio economic rights, okay? So we call them negative and positive rights. The negatives are those that are civil and they're civil and political, right? And then the positive is when you also include your social, economic ones.
Okay. So positive and negative. Okay, that's. I think that was clear. Whoever, because you know we do have constitution in our country, but not all of us we read constitution. We find it as a boring document or a boring book. So it's better when you hear on social media or TV or radio. But remember, some of us are very busy even to watch TV or listen to radio. So even I don't know this because I think now we understand where we are going. So okay, you did. Now I want the human dignity.
Okay, you are very concerned about human dignity.
I am.
Human dignity, you could say, I mean, after it is a human right, human dignity is quite important. That everyone, the Constitution starts with saying that everyone has the right to human dignity. It says that everyone has human dignity. Number one, you are born with human dignity. It is innate. Everyone. It is not judged based on any gender or race or anything. Everyone, it is the start. You are born with human dignity. Now, where the bill comes in is the protection of that human dignity.
But do you think we are protected? Our dignity, is it protected? The way, like looking how things are happening now. Okay, let's put that bill, like you did explain. Like I'm just asking you your thoughts. Like looking how things are happening. Do you think we are protected?
Legally, I must say that the law makes it possible to have human dignity protected. However, you know, the law and practice and society is slightly different. Okay, so what happens in the enactment of the rights and the bills and all of that is different from what happens in society, because obviously it says, or it is understood, that human dignity, it also means that your dignity is protected. You are supposed to feel free. Okay, it is within your dignity to be respected. If I'm a woman and I'm walking and you know my dignity is trampled upon by guys saying this and that, having not feeling free walking at night, my dignity is gone in the fact that I can be raped. You know, where is my dignity with that? Also, for example, how the police deal with people. There was this thing around, I remember, It was during COVID, everyone had to stay at home. I don't remember the name of this guy, but as the police were trying to make sure that everyone is staying at home and all of that, there was this guy. I think it was in the not
Hamanskral.
I don't remember where it is. They took him out of the house naked.
In Eastern Cape.
Yes, they took him out naked.
Yes.
That is when
they were removing people.
Yes. So already you see an example of not respecting human dignity. Okay, that is one in what the police have done, but also in terms of information dissemination, having that tweeted all over. Obviously, it would happen because when a thing goes viral, it goes viral. But then rather than it being seen by a few people who were actually there, what has the media done? I'm not saying the media as a particular organization. I'm just saying the medium of communication and dissemination. It was seen by anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going somewhere now? And I'm loving it. Okay, why as you said, like I'm asking about the dignity. Mm-hmm. It's because, but you will agree or disagree with me.
Yes.
Personally, remember this is Matches and Thoughts. We give our thoughts. We might be right, we might be wrong. So yeah, I know there are a lot of judges, but it's okay. So
we are all armchair analysts.
Yeah. So what I want to, like the dignity, when I refer, number one, you just mentioned that incident of that guy. Mm. So I want to understand this, or I want to say this. You did mention that yes, it's there in the Bill of Rights. Mm-hmm. And
it is one sentence, remember, yes, which is quite crazy because it's a big thing. Why would it be one sentence?
So, personally, I think most people that are protected when it comes to human dignity, yes, because we're still coming to the privacy as well.
Yeah.
Are people abaniman who can be able to contest or whatsoever in court. Because if someone is violating my dignity, me as Upathanani, who stay in a certain place, don't have money to take someone in court, which means my dignity will be violated and there is nothing I can do. And remember, that's me. Mm-hmm. You're going to give yours. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about what I'm saying? So, and remember, we've got different cultures and how we take things. Not the same. So what I'm trying to say is, most people, I believe that they are protected, are those who've got money who can fight the battles. Like, if I can just make an example, it's an example, who can be able to sue somebody. Yeah. Remember, when you are suing someone, you need to go to court.
Defamation.
All those kind of things. So what I'm trying to say, yes, it's in the Constitution, and this Constitution is there to protect us. But honestly, I think somehow the Constitution is failing us.
Yeah, the interesting part of it, and it's also what you were saying, which interests me, that I have not really thought about it so deeply. The idea that human dignity is very abstract. How do you prove it that you have now violated my dignity? What was it exactly? You see, as it is just one sentence, it is quite abstract. It's open to different interpretation. As you're saying, that is where the law comes in your ability to actually go and sue, all right? And say, okay, I feel that my dignity has been violated because whatever example you want to make. Here's another example based on what you are saying. The public hospitals, I don't even want to say public hospitals only, but you find in situations where the hospital is so full that a pregnant woman is supposed to give birth in the open. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
And I'm talking about an example of someone that I know. I don't want to say a what, because
fine,
people will
yeah,
want to.
it's fine.
Yeah, who had given birth in a public hospital. And I remember her saying that, you know what, it was so full, the rooms were so full that at the end we had to just be there. You understand? This is also in rural places. So that's where the dignity is gone. You are there, but now you have to do what you need to do in the public. So there are many definitions of human dignity. You understand? I could feel that I am being disrespected. My dignity is being disrespected because maybe I don't feel comfortable going into a particular space, or the men are just saying this about my ass and all of that. You see, it's another level.
It's another level.
It's another level. There are those that seem so deep. It's another level. So it will depend on where you can take it and whether you do have the ability to do so, as you are saying.
So I don't know, but whoever that is watching, even the people that's in the high places, personally, I think our constitution somehow it needs to be amended. Honestly,
Yeah.
because a lot is happening, and why I was like so happy to do this episode, because we don't, people they don't know who they are. People, they just do as they please. And because some people, they can't talk for themselves, and then they live with that, which I believe that's why we have a lot of mental health issues lately.
The other thing that I've realized is that, you know, we talked about the bill, we talk about the constitution. Go now to YouTube and say Bill of Rights South Africa. Bill of Rights South Africa. What are you going to do? There's not much coverage. There's no coverage. You understand?
Nothing.
There isn't. You see now when we're talking about the freedom of expression, there is a lot, because obviously the media fraternity is talking about
because
that.
want
They
to
are
be
dealing.
protected as well.
Yes. They are dealing with their part of the protection.
Yeah.
But when it comes to civil rights and rights to housing, religion, rights to all of that, they are not necessarily fully publicized. You understand? They're not fully publicized, because it should be easy that when you go to YouTube and say Bills of Rights South Africa, you find so many things.
Because
you know,
it's
you could choose.
Big. But as you say, with some, there is just one sentence that I don't understand personally what's going on. So what you say, but I get it now. What people, they just, especially these content creators and also, they just want something that's gonna make them to be loved or to be followed, which is, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm gonna say it, which is nonsense.
I actually like the fact that you actually chose this topic, which is also something that you can follow up on, you know, and maybe even take one bill at the time. Let's say maybe you look at for example, freedom of security. Of the person, or you look deeper into privacy and explore these things. I think it's one of the things that are not necessarily well publicized. We don't talk about them enough in simple spaces to just have the normal person listen, you know, the normal person look and engage.
You know, I want to go to this example. I'm going to say an example. I'm not going to mention, since we are talking this, but it's a radio personality.
Yeah.
And I know her. It's her and him. So apparently the incident happened on air. Okay. Now, looking what we're talking about, I think the other party, when he was saying that to this one, didn't realize the damage that it's doing to this particular person, because they even fought and one was fired and whatsoever. But now what we speaking about, what we just said now, some of the things when you check on our YouTube, they are not there, but you find certain part of it. I think that person didn't even understand there's a damage that I'm causing to this person. But anyway, I'm not about mentioning people's name. Okay. Now I want let's jump to privacy now.
Okay.
Because dignity, I think we understand, because it's all dignity. I think we need people that need to understand what is it dignity, what we already went through it, which is something that we're lacking, because hey, asahlonishwa. Sidima sethu sabantu awasahlonishwa. People, they just say whatever that they want to say. They just do whatever. They just throw stones, Rofiwa, and then you realize what's going on.
Yeah, it's quite deep. Obviously, we can say we have talked about it.
Introduction.
It's just, there was also another example that was just coming through my head, like when you're saying, for example, and someone can say my dignity, you understand. It's small things like that.
Small things. And I think that's why lately, I will say it, we're finding, as I've said, those who've got money, they can be able to sue and whatsoever. That's why we're finding a lot of people being sued.
Yeah.
And there are more coming. The way things are happening, especially now, us having social media.
Yeah.
There are a lot that are coming. Okay, let's go to privacy now. Your understanding and maybe something like human privacy. Because someone will come and say, no, I know what's privacy. Like my bathroom, I must close the door, and then that's my privacy.
Yeah, privacy. Obviously, the Constitution or the Bill of Rights will say everyone has the right to privacy. They have the right not to have their property searched. They have the right not to have their person searched unless it is in a space where it is expected for those searches to happen. They
must get a search warrant.
You must have a search warrant if you are going to search somebody's property. But also the human being also has the right not to be searched unless you are at a space where it is expected. Like, for example, you are getting into where you take a flight. At the airport, you expect that, but you do. Because they do have the right to choose who comes in and who goes out. So it is also. So also not to have your positions taken without any prior legal process. So you can't be sitting here and then someone decided Rofiwa did not pay imoto this month via imoto. That cannot be done. There has to be processes that are followed, you see. But quite interesting for us people in the media is the protection or the privacy of communication not to be infringed. Okay, and also that is also quite interesting for just a normal being. Right now we are having this, I have given you the right to film, you understand? Yes. But if we do film and at the end I'm like, I pattern, and you know what, I did say what I said, but I'm deciding, I don't feel comfortable, you cannot publish it. That is my right. If you do publish it without my consent, then you can get in trouble. But obviously, in order to effect you getting in trouble, it means I must sue you. You can't go to the police station and say your privacy has been violated. It needs to go through the magistrate.
Lovely. Yeah. We are going somewhere now. I love it. I want to go now to the media part now. We've got shows that are playing. Now I'm in your caliber. You just started now, so I want to go there. We've got shows that are playing, like We Are Jola 99.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the show, I found it like people's rights violated, privacy, dignity. Now you just mentioned that you need to give a content with yes. So on shows like that, do they get consent to shoot? Or they just decide, with no name, we're just going to run to somebody's house and just shoot and then get there and find them cheating with whoever?
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe you can assist me.
I wouldn't know for sure, but I can tell you about what can happen afterwards, right? If It does happen to a human being. You are sitting and then people come, they are shooting, you are part of that shoot, your dignity is violated, you're busy sleeping, undressed, and you are shot. That's why I said, and also what you have said, in order to effect your complaint of that right being violated, of that privacy being violated, you need to go to the magistrate. You need to go to court. You can't go to the police station. Unfortunately, it's the same with harassment. You can't go to the police station and say, I'm being harassed. They will send you to the nearby court, civil court. Okay. Then you have to file a record there. So with these things that are not police station dealing, people are not aware about the processes to follow in order to get that complaint registered, right? So when it comes to shows like that, I mean, also, I just wanted to say this before I forget, in the issue of privacy. Even when we are talking, online, on WhatsApp, and exchanging communication, if I publicize the communication we've had, that's a violation if you complain. It's not a violation if you don't complain.
If you don't sorry. Yeah. I need to give them attention as well.
Yes.
I just want to say something. I've learned it from you as well today. And I believe that you also learned the cases that they done police station and courts. I don't think most of us we are aware of that, Rofhiwa.
Yeah, you need to get a lawyer here some other day to just explain this.
No, definitely. Because you already opened the can. Like, I promise you, what you just mentioned today, I'm not alone. There are many, because what we do, that's why we find people said, I went to the police station to open the case, but my case is nowhere. My case is not going anywhere. It's because every complaint we think is need to go to the police station.
No, not all of them.
Wow.
No.
I hope Nimzwile Urofhiwa sometimes, because I'm just learning. So, yeah. Wow. Anyway, proceed. I'm still with you. We're still there.
Yes.
So, because, the shows, I just wanted to understand that, because remember, I am here to learn.
So am I. So what I was saying about that is that there's so many things that happens around a production house. That's why that I can say to you that I cannot fully comment, because some other things are staged. I'm not saying this one is staged.
No.
Some other things could be staged. There's already an agreement that will come, what time, what are we going to do. So everything is staged in that way. So people have already signed the consent and all of those things. So I don't know what happens there. However, in a situation where there is no consent being made and they barge in, the shoots, we are jola, what. If I feel aggrieved about that, then the first act is to be able to say, I don't feel comfortable about you publicizing this, publishing this, therefore do not put me in. If you're going to continue with your thing, cut my part. Yeah. If you don't do that, then I will take the law. I will therefore report for whatever violation it is, that my privacy have been violated or whatever else. But that happens after, and you do.
So it's fine. Okay, so we don't. Yeah. Anyway, I love when you said I can only comment after. I think that's the most important, because very my friends are like, they just do the way they do, and but after, because I believe that's my viewers as well. They are so happy to hear what's happening after, because I always ask myself, remember, I just joined this Msabalazo, so I need to know going forward, and I need to be protected as well. And as you've said, Uguti, yes, this is a start. Next time, there will be an item that will need to follow up of this, what is that?
And also quite significantly is those that affect normal people, as Mina now, such as, for example, we were together and now you are publicizing, it's called revenge porn. those kind of things, or even revenge communication, if you could put it like that. If you were talking and you now publicize, "Hey, lo muntu lona usile kanjani njani, what was he thinking?" Without my consent, then you will need to speak back. Particularly with the younger kids, they already use the media. Your Twitter and all of that. So that's where they also need education, even varsity students, of can somebody publicize your photos that you took together doing what you were doing, or whatever, videos, all of those things. It is against the law to do that. But if you don't know, it will happen to you and you will think suicide, or you will think, okay, there's nothing, I don't have a recourse here, which is not true. There is a recourse within the law because it is not allowed.
It is not allowed. And remember, my dear, I would say sometimes, not sometimes, but all the way, lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
I always say that. Lack of knowledge, you will, ungazaz. But it's very wrong because now, I think that's why because now they see their pictures all over trending. Now trending, get trend and then now how there's this thing that was eating this person inside, which is very my dignity, my privacy. Evaluated and gone better.
Yeah, so, but the other interesting thing, but these things are usually more than meets the eye, right? So we can talk about them when they affect society. But there's also a deeper thing, although the Constitution or the bill says rights, that privacy not to have your communication infringed. Okay. But what about big data, the big data you put out on Facebook? What about what about that type of information? It is being used by big institutions. You see, you can't necessarily complain. By the time you get into those spaces, you have consented to have your information public. Okay. Yeah, so that's one of that.
We need information. We need to learn these things. We need to know these things. And why I'm saying that now, I'm talking about these youngsters, abantwana bethu, because they put themselves everywhere, especially kuma social media, not knowing the results. I once said to my other cousin, she will normally post things, and I said, you are still young, and one day you'll be looking for employment. And the things that you're posting there, they might close some doors for you.
Because right now also it's quite interesting that before people hire you, they also check what type of a person are you. Yeah, and through your social media persona. So it's bigger.
It's bigger than, social. I'm like, no. I'm not against you posting your things. But I'm just giving my 2 cent advice. So it's up to you whether you take it or don't take it. Even my sister always tell her, please. But anyway, so, okay. You already mentioned so many things. Like, why you think it's very important, the human privacy? And the dignity. You already touched there, but now I just want to understand the importance of it.
I think maybe when I'm talking now, I'm trying to bring it back to us as society most of the time. But there are things that includes institutions, bigger institutions, like surveillance,
Yeah.
Surveillance, it can be done, it is important, but when is it acceptable, when is it not? Most governments do the surveillance. I mean, the RICA systems allow you once your starter pack is RICA'd, they must have access to yourself to know whose phone number this is and all of that. And where it is important, the law is supposed to take out information such as ufonele bani isikhatsini kanjani. So those things can be useful for like murder cases and those kind of things. So that's something relating to surveillance. Surveillance do link with privacy.
Yes. Whew, yeah, I hear you. Unless you've got something to say before I just
You move on.
I move. Okay. So now, what is it that you think, your thoughts, need to be done to protect the dignity and the privacy of our people? Remember, our people, me and you, and the people, that's the Manchester thought is all about that.
Yeah.
For normal people. Because I can't go to, as I've said to you, Uti, my thoughts, I think people who've got money, it's easy for them to be protected or to protect themselves because they can sue, they can go to court. But me, if I don't have money, my case was just gonna be there. Because even that's me. Even when you said to me now and the viewers, Uti, I can only tell what happened after that shoot happen if they don't want to remove me or they decided to put me there without me saying it's okay, you can put me.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's where I am right now.
Yeah, although that is true, I think more than the money part, okay, it is the part of information, of being aware, of being informed about what to do. In fact, number one is being informed about what is legal, what is the law, what is your bills of rights, what is your rights, right? When you are informed about them, you would know when they are infringed, legally speaking, to a point where you can act, right? That's number one, being informed. Number two is when you are informed and you do feel that your rights have been violated, what do? You are saying to me that it is those with money. Yes, those with money it will be easier for them to say, okay, fine, I already have a lawyer. Let me go to my lawyer. Or I already know a certain law firm. Let me go there. However, that is not necessarily only true because most law firms, they do pro bono work, for example. Okay.
Do we know what is pro bono work?
It's free work.
Like my people, me and you,
it's pro bono work, it's free work. That's one. But then it will still be the law firm's choice to say, okay, yes, we will take this case. But beside that, most universities have what is called a law clinic. A law clinic.
For those who went there or who are still there, because not all of us, as far as I know. So
yeah, but it doesn't have to be uguti ungene eveti, ungene UNISA, ungene gupi. That means uguti you need to go to that institution. No, it's open to the public. It is
even
open to the
If you are not
public.
a student.
If you are not a student, you are not an alumni, you've never been there, you've never set foot, you can go to any university's law clinic. Yes.
Anyway, because we need to be informed. Because that's another thing that's killing us.
That's already true, right? The third one is legal aid.
Okay.
Legal aid is everywhere. Okay, you just need to Google Uguti Igupi, enter when Laushala Kona, and you can go there. And they deal with any type of issue. They even deal with all this human rights violations and all of that. Illegal aid. Obviously, they will say Uguti, they'll look at whether you can afford a lawyer or not. So if you can afford a lawyer, like for example myself, they will not assist me. They will tell me, Guti, I need to pay for my own case. But if it's anybody else, they look at your salary or a lack of that salary, and then they will take your case. Even if you need 2 room, for example, because it's your position, and you have the right to your position. On a 2 room and you decide you are going to rent it out. You rent it out to so uyahamba uyohlala evenda somewhere there, and you decide after like that person will pay you 1.5. You come back, they're not paying, you want to get them out of the property. It is not the law to validate, to unlock and change all of that. That is not allowed, right? Okay. You need to follow the process to evict a person. Okay. In order to do that, you will need to go to courts. For that to happen, like places like legal aid will assist with those type of cases, for example.
So you don't just decide ukuthi nje manje wena uyo-evicta wena.
No.
Ngoba wena, this is your house.
Ayikho le.
Uzofika uyochange ama-locker and all those. So this person that stay, they can take you to court.
They will take you to courts, and it will take longer to get them out of the. Awungeke ucime negesi and decide ukuthi you're not paying electricity, bayohlala in the dark. That means ukuthi bayohamba. No, you can't do any of that. You need to. Yeah, but anyway.
You need to follow formality.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is that already you have 3 areas in where you could go for any violations of rights that does not necessarily involve quick money or money at all. The law clinic, law companies doing pro bono work, also illegal aid. Yeah.
Wow. Nizwile babukeli bamakhaya uchazile uRofiwa okuningi okubalekile ngifunda okukhulu namhlanje. And we did say this is bigger than.
Yes.
Like I always say, so
I can't wait until you get a lawyer in here who will explain things much clearer.
We understand. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Now we need to close because we're just, you understand. So any advice, anything you want to say to my viewers before we leave?
Freedom of expression.
Yeah. Yes, it's just that I'm full. But anyway, yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom of expression.
Freedom of expression. Everyone has, for example, the freedom of expression. Okay.
Okay. Number one, what is freedom of expression?
It's broad. You are talking about the freedom of the press and the freedom of the media, number one.
Okay.
You can also talk about the freedom to impart information and also to receive information. Receiving information is also a right. Okay. The ability to receive information. Freedom of artistic creativity, for example, you would list Rasta paint whoever, because it is his artistic freedom.
Artistic freedom.
Then there's academic freedom. As academics, we also need to be able to write what we analyze and we believe within those analyses without feeling uguti as academics our jobs will be taken away or we will get into any type of trouble. So you see, you are talking about freedoms in different ways. Yes. But the key about freedom is that it is always there's always a limit of freedom. So you cannot say when you need freedom of expression, you will say whatever you want about me. No. So there is always that balance. And this is what causes situations where people are kind of like fighting with each other, or media firms versus people, because the space is so malleable in between. Yeah. So I'm thinking your time, is it done?
No, it's not done. Yeah. So but now we've got a lot of people violating freedom. I always say it's like democracy. I always say if when you think your democracy is to affect me, there's something wrong with your democracy there.
Yeah, so that's why freedom of expression does not include the advocacy of hatred for any other thing like race, gender, sexual expression, sexual orientation, or anything really. So that is where you could talk about hate speech. So your freedom of expression always meets hate speech. Your freedom of expression also meets privacy. Ngoba ngeke uhlale lapho and talk about my business without my consent. So that freedom of expression in a
social media.
Yeah.
It's wrong. There was this thing, I don't know, but I was like, okay, what's going on? There was this gentleman who wrote about somebody's private part.
Imagine.
It's too small. I'm like, what happened? Are
Yeah,
you
so
okay?
even Mangpuma Lana, I cannot take a photo of Lauhlala Corner and also the address and publicize it. You know what, I'm so angry with Upatanani, the way he treated me. I don't eat pork, and you've put pork now, manjing. And I publish that information with a hatred agenda, because that will be passion. You are taking out information, you are putting that person in danger. So your freedom of expression always has a limit. It cannot be freedom of expression for a propaganda nalap.
Wow. No, I think we can, for today, because, yeah. Babukela Makaya nizwileke uchazile okuningi uRofiwa kanye nami, of course, and today I've been learning. From the other episode I did, I was like, I talk too much anyway. But today, I'm like, what's going on? I'm just listening because you guys, you are giving information that I am so excited that my viewers, they will be getting it. And as you've said, of course, we're still going to have a follow-up episode of what we spoke about today. With the lawyer. Today, we will get this. On that note, thank you so much for honoring the invitation to be with me here.
Thank you for the lovely food. I think I was mesmerized with the food somewhere.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. On that note, unfortunately, I don't have anything. And goodbye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.